And Kevin, I think what we're talking about is an accelerating rate of change. And the fact that this historic growth is accompanied by not just historic change, but an acceleration of change. In that, to his point, to Mark's point, it was months to weeks. I mean, how far are we from days? What's your perspective on this rate of change and this growth that you're seeing?
Yeah, I think to put some context from an electric utilities perspective, you know, we're in the midst of an energy transition, and it's truly transformational, and it's happening globally. Hence the reason there's constraints on kind of skilled resources. If you think about the way that we're now moving to generating electricity through renewable technologies, particularly wind and solar, we're starting the transition to electric vehicles. The way that we heat and cool our buildings is moving from fossil fuels to kind of electricity. So there's just this massive change, kind of, and it is kind of going globally, albeit different countries are on different parts of the journey. With the adoption of things like AI and machine learning, they use vast amounts of energy, and it's causing constraints on the network. And then when you take into population growth and all that change, it's estimated by 2050 we'll be using globally, our electricity consumption is going to be 3x in terms of what it is today. In parallel with that, you know, the majority of the countries around the world signed up to the Paris Agreement, you know, and that is a commitment to be carbon neutral by 2050. And there's a key date coming up in 2030, which is, you know, there were various targets that were set by the countries themselves, but it was anywhere between 30 and 55% carbon reduction by 2030. And I think it's widely accepted now. Those countries are not going to get anywhere near it. So we've got a massive kind of issue on our hands. We talk about climate change and the extreme weather patterns. They're going to get far worse if we miss those kind of key targets. So whilst the energy transition is happening, it's not happening quick enough, and we really do have to accelerate. And the backdrop to that is we've got a lack of skilled resources. Yeah. But I think what I took from this morning was the sheer breadth of the Bentley portfolio. We've got a lot of answers to the questions that our utility companies and their partners, their EPCs, have in terms of speeding up that transition. It's not the panacea, but it's certainly part of the jigsaw puzzle that we need to kind of solve.
And I think that comment about the breadth of our capabilities is so key, because it's not just about the breadth of our capabilities for transmission and distribution. It's all of energy. Yeah. And then extending that further, being inspired by some of our finalists from the presentations yesterday, seeing a desalination plant in the water context, integrating an electric substation, using open utilities substation to embed that within a water plant. We see a convergence of these infrastructure types. And to Nicholas and to Julian's points, this open approach, this ability to democratize data across these platforms, whether it's a Bentley capability or someone else in our technology space in our industries, it has to be open and communicated.